All right, let's get back now to Atlanta, Georgia, where the memorial service was held today for Rosalynn Carter as the former First Lady died in her home in Plains, Georgia, earlier in the month at the age of 96. Now, her husband, the former president, Jimmy Carter, 99 years of age, was there today, joining a long list of dignitaries in attendance. And, it was kind of one of these rare gatherings we see where you have all the living First Ladies, at least, and a number of presidents, including the current president, President Biden. Let's bring in the noted presidential historian, Doug Brinkley, now from Texas with us. Doug, it's good to see you. And Rosalynn Carter is remembered, I think, as a partner, the 77-year marriage, but also quite a force in her own right. How do you think she should be remembered?
Well, they were inseparable, Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter, and it was quite moving to see a 99-year-old and getting out of hospice to be there to say a final goodbye to his wife. She's going to be, history likes to boil things down in a line or two, and she's going to be known for her crusade to destigmatize mental illness. That idea came to her when she was in Georgia as First Lady. It developed through the presidency. Part of her concern was so many people were going on drugs and during that rock and roll 70s era, and the idea of alcoholism and addiction, something she shared with Betty Ford of how to get people off of drugs. But her interest in that, and also her sense of power. I mean, she was the first lady to kind of be in have an office near her husband and sit in on cabinet meetings. And she became a goodwill ambassador for Jimmy Carter when he was president. And once they left the White House, she really should have shared the Nobel Peace Prize with her husband, because she went everywhere with him fighting river blindness, guinea worm disease, trying to stamp out smallpox and the rest.
Now, to your point, it was quite a moment today to see former President Carter brought into the service, and President Biden was there. I know President Bush, President Trump are not there, but all the First Ladies that are still alive were there. These, as I said in the introduction, these are rare events when first families like this come together. What would you say about that part of American history? We don't see it all that often, but it's something when we do.
Well, it's unfortunate. And Rosalynn Carter's life was about hospitality, grace. We used to call it, a Southern way of being. And that was displayed today. The First Ladies tend to not be as acrimonious as sometimes the actual presidents. But the very fact that Melania Trump was there, made it a full, I think, event, something that she would have greatly appreciated. And it reminded us of, she believed very much, Rosalynn Carter, in caretaking, meaning you and I someday might have to caretake for somebody of a certain age. And Jimmy Carter had been caretaking her with her dementia now for the last couple of years, and did a really noble job at it. And my concern is at 99 and losing her, how much more can he do? How much can he move forward to meet his 100th birthday, which would be October 1st, 1924? Is he ready to pass with his wife of 77 years and partner in everything?
What a remarkable marriage, 77 years. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.